The story of Queen Mary of Modena, wife of King James II, 1685 to 1688. I am Mary of Modena, born to noble Italian blood and fated to wear the crown of England as Queen Consort. My life from the moment I married James, Duke of York, was marked by faith, love, and unrelenting challenges. In 1685, my husband ascended the throne as King James II of England, Scotland, and Ireland, and with that, my world transformed irrevocably. I remember the grandeur of his coronation, the incense-laden air, the weight of the scepter I held in my hand, and the hopeful eyes of our supporters. For me, it was not merely an ascent to power, it was a sacred duty, bound to my Catholic faith, which had long been a contentious issue in England. To many, I was a foreigner and a papist, an unwelcome presence in their Protestant kingdom. I carried my beliefs proudly, for they were my strength, but the whispers of dissent echoed louder with each passing day. In our court, the king and I endeavored to govern justly. James was firm, devout, and determined to restore Catholicism to a land that had long strayed from it. My role as queen was not only ceremonial. I worked tirelessly behind closed doors to offer counsel, maintain alliances, and ensure the well-being of our family. I gave birth to 2 children before James became king, but tragedy struck as they passed into heaven as infants. Those losses carved sorrow into my soul, yet I persevered. Then, in 1687, fortune smiled upon us. I was with child again. The court erupted in hope, but among our enemies, joy turned to suspicion. They whispered wicked slanders, that I carried not a true heir but an impostor, a changeling smuggled into my chambers. The hatred was venomous and relentless, but my faith shielded me. On June 10th, 1688, I brought my son into the world, James Francis Edward, a healthy, beautiful boy. To me, he was proof of God's blessing, but to the Protestant majority, his birth was a crisis, an assurance that Catholic rule would endure. The rumors intensified, and distrust festered. They accused me of deceit, claiming that my son was born of treachery and conspiracy rather than my own flesh. I was heartbroken, for what greater insult could a mother bear? The tension soon erupted into violence and rebellion. By the end of 1688, the winds of change howled through England. William of Orange, my husband's nephew and son-in-law, landed with an invading force under the pretense of saving Protestantism. The nobles turned against us. The people shouted for blood. We were abandoned, betrayed by men who had once pledged loyalty to their king. I wept as we fled London in secrecy, escaping under cover of night. With my infant son cradled in my arms, I clung to my husband as we sought refuge. It was a bitter journey, the end of a reign and the shattering of a dream. James lost his throne, our throne, to treachery and fear. They called it the Glorious Revolution, but for me it was not. Yet, even in exile, I stood tall. My role was to protect my family, my faith, and my son, the rightful king. Though we found shelter in France under the benevolent Louis XIV, I carried the weight of England in my heart. They had driven us out, but they could not erase my legacy nor deny the truth of my story. To this day, I remain resolute. I am Mary of Modena, Queen of England, and the mother of the King. My spirit endures in the face of adversity, for I know history will speak of what I was, a woman of courage, faith, and unyielding love.